I still want an explosion. I still want fire after that. Like just. Anyway.
I feel like a lot of things are supposed to happen right immediately after that, but all of a sudden you see us, which is totally pretty cool.
Kung Pao or something like.
I am so
being still.
That'd be the funniest intro ever. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so if you guys are out there right now, say hello and tell us where you see us at, because we would love for you guys to get involved with the conversation. But without further ado, tell everybody who you guys are and what makes you famous.
I'm Brent Wofford, local realtor here in Prescott. You might know me on social as the AZ Rad Realtor. I like to throw myself off of mountains, sometimes with my bike, sometimes without my bike. Not intentionally without my bike, though. And who are you?
I'm Greg Riordan. I'm with Legacy Mutual. You will see on Instagram at the Lending Squatch and mountain bikes. I do see Brent out there, and he's pretty rad on his bike doing the enduros. So
we like to have fun. So, but that's not why we're here today. We're not here to talk about mountain bikes as much as we would love to. We could probably go for like an hour just talking about Prescott trails and mountain bikes and all that stuff. But yeah, we'll have to do a different podcast on that. That'd be fun. So anyways, today we're here to talk
about today, guys. Let's talk about your mountaineer stuff. I'm sorry. All right, let's get back to the task.
Well, I mean, those new Beans Peaks trails are going in. That's going to add to home value. That's going to really bring value to the area.
Especially if you got an Airbnb on the south side.
Cha-ching.
Your Airbnb vacancy rate is going to go down. So your occupancy rate will go up.
Yeah,
if you know what we're talking about, obviously then. So let's dive into why we're here, which is the real estate news and how that pertains to Prescott and the Quad Cities area. So when you say Quad Cities, if you're here locally, you know what we're talking about. If you're watching this and you're not local, we're talking about Prescott, Prescott Valley, Dewey, Humboldt, and Chino Valley, also kind of lumping Paulden into Chino Valley, right? So we're talking about that area when we talk about the Quad Cities. So we're going to change the format up today. I'm not going to bore you with stats for the next 10 minutes.
Thank God.
Poor Greg.
I mean, could you please tell me a little bit more about that?
Poor Greg and saying I was boring them, I guess, with my stats the last couple episodes. So today we're just going to dive right into real estate news, what you're seeing out there online for national headlines and how that translates here to our local market. We'll also talk a little bit about the mortgage industry, what Greg's seeing as an insider, as a professional lender here in the area, what he's seeing for mortgage rates. I won't say too much, just know that we're going to get into that, and it's really good stuff. Greg's got some great news to bring to us today. And we'll wrap it out with a little bit of stats, because what is a market update without sprinkling in a little bit of statistics there? So
little stat flakes
for you. So let's dive into it. So the first article that we're seeing, let's change. Whoa, hey, what's going on here? Let me figure this out.
Hey, that was good.
There we go. I like this one. So pending home sales dropped to a record low, even worse than during the financial crisis. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I get a little lump in my throat on that one.
Yeah. So unfortunately, starting out with not a great headline. This does translate to our market here. The way it translates is that last month in November, so again, flaking in those stats there, we had 220 homes that sold last month in November for all of the Quad Cities area. When we say homes that sold, what I'm talking about is buyers that actually got keys in hand and moved into their house. So we're talking about closed houses. We're not talking about ones that went under contract.
How did that compare to the previous month?
In October, we were at 303.
So we were down 20%. In sales. Okay.
That's a great ballpark.
Yeah.
So typically we see a decline, year over year. November does tend to slow down. December tends to slow down even more. That's just a seasonal trend for us up here because cold weather, I don't know, it scares buyers off for some reason. People don't want to move in snow. Don't blame you.
And if I was selling, I wouldn't want mud tracks and moisture and wet snow when it does snow coming through the house. So I mean, I can understand it,
Yeah. So that's not helping us. Also, rates aren't helping us right now, but
Well, they're getting better.
it is what it is.
It's coming.
Getting better.
Getting
So
better.
yeah, so that's how this headline translates here to the Quad Cities area. I would say, yeah, it is kind of on par with what we're seeing as well.
Mhm.
You know, our pending home sales are also dropping. So current closings are dropping and pending home sales. How much of that is seasonal and how much of that is affected by the market? What do you? I'd say 50-50. What do you think?
At this, I mean, this month, right, in December is going to be different because you know, we're in the next trending documentation. We'll see that that's probably going to correct itself a little bit. But yeah, I mean, in October, rates were 8.5% plus,
Yeah.
which really affected November's numbers. So I think that had a lot to play with it. And then you come in and bring the seasonality to it into this area going into that season with Thanksgiving. It just didn't help much.
Yeah.
So
Agree with you on that. Let's dive into our second article that we're going to talk about today. So the headline on it is Mortgage Rates Fall for Third Straight Week.
feeling good.
Yeah, bringing some home seekers off of the sidelines.
Oh,
Is that a
man.
relief? See, you had a lump in your throat on the first one. Now we have a little
you're
bit of a
bringing me
relief.
down. Now you're bringing me up. Man. Yeah,
So-
we're seeing that. We're feeling it. You know, rates, this is kind of a big deal, how much it's really dropped. And people don't really understand that. But like, you know, in October-ish, we were at like 8.5% with a couple points. Now you can be at like 7.5 with maybe a point, maybe less. So things are really moving dramatically in the rates, in mortgage rates right now. So I'm hopeful that this will continue, and we'll see what the Feds have to say in coming through 2024. So
yeah, it will be interesting to see where everything goes after the first of the year. So
I'm feeling like it's going to be good.
yeah, it's definitely has been good news. Kind of felt it. Haven't really felt the buyers jumping off the sidelines as much here locally. Would say probably because we're in that holiday slump.
Okay.
You know, that I think it. So every year, obviously, we see in Prescott, you know, we see the holiday slump with home sales. And what I'm talking about is November, December, January, home sales are down, and then they start to pick back up in February. And that's a direct result of people shopping 30 to 45 days prior to that month. Right. So the people that were shopping in October are closing and getting keys in November. The people that are not shopping in, you know, November, December are not getting keys January, February, you know, December. So that's my take on it. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm switching up the thing here, trying to figure out which way is best for everybody to see the articles we're talking about. So let's go to our next one. The average long-term U.S. mortgage rate falls to 7.22%, sliding to lowest level since late September.
Can I get an amen?
An
amen. And all the people said. Yeah.
Another good one.
Yeah, that just rolls right into the previous slide. That's accurate. You know, that is the rate without all the pricing hits that the federal government says that these lenders have to charge. So that's the baseline rate. But now you add in, you know, what's the credit score? What's the down payment? Where's the house located? What kind of house is it? All these things that there's 32 flavors that go into interest rates, believe it or not. So, so you'll see that that's the base interest rate in a clean vacuum, if you will.
Yeah.
So,
and talking about base, are we talking about for a conventional loan or an FHA loan?
That would be conventional.
Conventional. Okay. So if someone wants to go FHA, is that better or worse?
Well, gosh, there's so many factors in that. If you're just talking about rate,
the
rate's going to be a little bit better on FHA.
Okay.
And it should be if we're comparing the same, you know, credit scores. But then you have to remember you have that mortgage insurance that sticks, and you have to eventually have to refinance it. So you really have to look apples to apples. This is kind of comparing apples to oranges, you know.
Okay. But nonetheless, good news.
Good news.
All right, rates are going down. No one has a crystal ball. You know, we can't predict what we're going to see next year. There are some headlines out there saying rates are going to drop. There's others saying rates are going to stay consistent. We're just going to have to ride out the storm and see what happens.
I think so.
So we're both hoping that rates go down. Obviously, for you as buyers out there, and also for sellers, you know, if rates go down, that doesn't mean it's going to be a discount from sellers. It means that more buyers are going to enter the market, which that means sellers, you have more buyers out there to potentially buy your home.
I like the odds.
Could drive values up too. So And buyers, as the rate drops down, your mortgage payment is going to drop, and then that makes affordability go up for you. All right, here's the next one. FHA, FHFA announced higher conforming loan limits in 2024. Since it's talking about loans, do you want to translate that for us and tell us what that means?
Well, I mean, it just means that people are buying bigger homes, or the average price of homes going up. You can actually take advantage of being in like an FHA loan. Like the average median house sale is what, 470-ish, depending where you're at.
So let's sprinkle in some more stats. Do my little sprinkle art here.
A little stat flakes.
Last month, the median sales price for all of the Prescott area was $440,000.
Okay, so now people can take advantage of an FHA loan because the new loan limit, I believe, is right around $500,000, $498 and change. So that really gives first-time home buyer, people who have a little bit challenged credit and not as much money for a down payment, the ability to any and or of all those things, right? It could be a combination of the sum, or maybe just one of those things. Maybe it's just I only have 3.5% saved up. So, it brings more people to the table on the average home sale, which is really encouraging because before people couldn't take advantage of it. When you're still at 440, at 420, that's more than 3%, right? 3.5%.
Yeah.
Because the FHA was 420 previous to this, and and conforming. Thank God it's going up.
Yeah.
To 766 and change.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's a $40,000 hike compared to last year.
Yeah, and
this year's baseline.
Yeah, and it'll help people stay out of the jumbo markets, which are just more difficult to underwrite, and you're going to ask for a lot more paperwork. So lending is a little bit easier in conforming loan limits. So that's encouraging for folks.
Yeah. I'm excited for that as a realtor.
I like that.
Yeah, you love it as a lender. I love it as a realtor because that now means that more people in our area can use an FHA loan. You wouldn't think so, but $60,000 increase in an FHA loan limit is huge for the Quad Cities area. A lot of homes in Prescott actually still don't qualify for an FHA loan because of the loan limit. The average or the median price here in Prescott is still over $500, Prescott proper. But Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, Paulden, Dewey, even Mayer, like all those surrounding areas, this opens the door for more of you buyers out there to use an FHA loan. And the main benefit to an FHA loan is coming in with 3.5% as your down payment instead of a standard 5% with a conforming loan.
Well, and the pro tip there is, as a lender, we can push your debt to income ratios higher than a conforming loan.
Oh, that's good to know too.
So what that means is basically we're saying, you can afford more of a loan versus your you can afford more of a loan with FHA than you could conforming. Or conventional loan. So, more flexibility there for you.
Yeah. When does that start? Do you know?
January, I believe.
January. Okay.
Some lenders will honor that at mid-month, December, but most likely January.
Okay. Well, yeah, because a mid-December escrow doesn't close until January anyways. Yeah. So that makes sense. Awesome. Yeah. So if you have any questions on that as a buyer, get a hold of Greg. His contact information has been scrolling below on the screen. So you can reach out to him either call, text, or email.
All three works.
Carrier pigeons.
Carrier pigeons, smoke
signals.
Smoke signals from the mountaintops. We'll pick it up.
Maybe not in Prescott. we don't need any. We've been so fortunate with not having any forest fires this year. It's been amazing.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. Well, plastic. Same deal. So, anyways, and we'll finish this segment out with a little bit of fun news here. So November's top 10 celebrity real estate news: Julia Roberts, Katy Perry, Robin Williams' mansion, and Rihanna all did some real estate business.
What did they do?
So let's see what happens. Here we go. Julia Roberts sells San Francisco home in 8 days
for $11.3 million.
Wow. 6,300
square feet. I mean,
wow,
bro, that is a lot of square footage. What do you do inside that mansion?
That's a hotel. There's hotels in Prescott that have less than 6,300 square feet.
I don't even use all the rooms in my house, and it's only like 2,300 square feet.
And you have multiple children running around, right?
Come on, man. Like, what are you? Awesome. Just awesome.
So crazy. What else is there? Oh, Sly. Fortunate son gets deal on Sly home. If you know Sylvester Stallone, you know what we mean when we say Sly. So if you're not a Sly fan, then Sylvester Stallone sold his LA mansion to Creedence Clearwater Revival's John Son Fogerty.
Yeah.
At a $1 million loss. Wow. Stallone paid $18.15 million for the Hidden Hills home in 22. Later listed it for $22.5 million, and Fogerty picked it up for $17.2 million.
Well, Sly's been doing a lot in the media lately, so
he can afford it.
He needs the capital write-off.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it's probably not a bad idea to turn it over.
Oh man. Let's see. Story continues. Yeah. Oh, Matt Damon. Let's read this one. This will be fun. Matt Damon's Miami Beach mansion. Matt Damon's former Miami Beach home has been combined with a next door property. Oh, wow. And is for sale at $65 million. Just a cool $65 million. Matt paid $10.3 million for the home in 2005, while the neighboring home sold for $8.2 in 2020. So that's $18.5 million combined.
True.
And now it's for sale at $65 million.
And that's kind of what we're all hoping to do, right? Buy low, sell high.
Let's do it. Yeah. We wish him the best of luck.
$65 million. That's going to take a very specific buyer.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Elon Musk,
billionaire.
I don't know.
Had to have built at least 4 other houses on the property to get it $65 million. Like, how are you getting $65 million for that, right?
Placed in gold and marble. And
last one. Let's do a little bit of baseballer news, right? A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, hits real estate homer on Star Island. Do you know where Star Island is?
Miami.
I don't. So
Miami.
In 22, retired MLB star Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, paid $18.5 million for a vacant lot on Miami's beach's Star Island. The lot is adjacent to the Star Island home that he and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, if you don't know who J-Lo is, sorry, I'm using, homie names here.
So trendy.
J-Lo, bought and still own when they were a couple. Alex just sold the land for $45.5 million.
I wonder what kind of capital gains that is, I'm curious.
Oh, ridiculous.
I wonder how they hide that in their trusts and things. Anyway, that's another venture. We probably have people that know how to do that. So.
I'm sure it was bought with an LLC.
Yeah.
So you gotta work the system on those, unfortunately. Hate to say that, but is what it is.
Probably so.
Anyways, that's a recap on our market update. Hope that the change brought you a little bit more fun, a little bit more flavor, a little bit less pillows and sleepiness. So, but yeah, I think I covered the market stats I wanted to cover too. So
you did a good job. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks. So
way to ad-lib it.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks, guys.